Hello everyone. I don't know if anyone can hear me. Hello everyone. I'm going live in both YouTube and uh, on Instagram at the same time. For art and poetry exhibition, I had talked about it, just announced it on my story, Insta story, and on Twitter also yesterday. So just waiting for people to join. I will have a Google Meet for a few of the people, and then we can start. I think someone joined in the YouTube. Okay, Google Meet. Hi. So, yes, sure. I am live, by the way, right now on both YouTube and in Instagram. Excited to see three people joined in Instagram. Naveen, how are you? Uh, Shan, will you be able to uh, just mute and I'll come back here? Yeah. Uh, I can see Harit. Hi, Harit. Thank you for joining. Gaurav, Professor Gaurav, I don't think I have. Not able to hear me. Okay. Can you hear me now? Am I audible now? Harit, confirm please. This side. Hello, Anna. Thank you for joining. How have you been? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so in Google Meet, I am audible. Now, Naveen has confirmed that I am audible on Instagram as well. So, I'll just share my screen on YouTube so that people can view who have joined in Google Meet with me also. Entire screen, also share system audio, share. Okay, thank you. I can see five people joined in Instagram. So I was having a, a bit of, I was a little less confident about the people in Instagram because I am so much more active on Twitter and I have been on YouTube for so long. So I was thinking that I don't think even one or two people would join on Instagram. So if it is more than like 4 and 5 people, I'm thankful. I'm happy to see this number. And yeah, Cheyenne and Anna this side. I hope the screen is visible to uh, when I'm going live on YouTube. Anyone, if can confirm from YouTube side, I don't know. That would be great. Okay. On YouTube live stream, I don't see anyone yet, but we have two people on Google Meet, and I'll share on Instagram the link where my all my items for art poetry exhibition are up. So just give me a moment. I think someone else is also trying to join the Google Meet. Mm, okay. Hi Ananda ji, thank you so much for joining.
It's a pleasure to be here, Somali. I haven't seen you in forever. I haven't heard from or seen anyone in forever, and I'm just so inspired by you and just all the amazing work that you all are doing. And I see Sabrami Swami here, and it's just such a just namaste to everyone. It's just such a pleasure to be here. Congratulations, Sonali.
Thank you very much. I'm really super excited. Like the period we were not in touch, I was worried in a way about you that how have you been and all. So to hear from you after such a long period of time, I'm super excited. Thank you so much for joining and supporting and always encouraging me with your, such encouraging words always. My whatever I try are so minimal. I do not know if I am able to do anything, uh, but still, it's just the push that I feel from within. I just keep on doing things and crazy stuff. But thank you that you have always been there from my beginning, from the journey that I have started on Twitter, and all the support that I have got from all of you every time. So thank you. Okay. Um, Swam, I'm sorry. Now I hope you are able to hear me and you're like in a position to talk. Then we will talk a little bit.
Yeah, I'm right now. Give me few minutes, just 3 minutes, okay?
Okay, sure.
Let me just get into a room. I'll
Sure, sure.
just
In the meantime, I'll just brief everyone about what is this live about. So this live is about the art and poetry exhibition that I'm trying to do online. So I had done one art poetry exhibition offline. So it was a very wonderful experience offline. Um, like very, I was very excited to see different, like a lot of kids coming and visiting my stall and checking out the items, regardless of if they were able to buy the, purchase the items or not of their own choice. Like their parents were there to actually make a choice and pay for it, but the excitement I could see in their eyes every time they would look at anything, this was so splendid, and it really, filled my heart. In fact, I would mention about one incident what happened the day I just went off with the stall. Like when I opened my stall for the very first day, it was a 2 day exhibition, and a small girl came to the stall, and my stall was just decorated with all the items that I had. And she was very excited. Wow, wow. She was doing giving all these expressions. And at a point of time, it was like uh, sh- there was one comic that I had drawn on a, like it has been printed, digitally printed, but I had drawn on a piece of paper that was digitally printed on a wall decor, dish, a plate, wall decor plate. So she saw that and she asked me what is it about, and it's a Nonte Fonte comic. So it's a comic that is very popular Bengali comic, very olden times, like in the back in 60s 70s I think. And people do not really remember, like the nostalgic, as a part of nostalgia people do remember, but uh, the further generations, the newer generations, do not know much about it. So to rekindle that memory and that great work of art along with education clubbed together, so that is why I wanted to symbolically have that piece of art. And she liked it very much. Like many other kids, she also liked it very much, and she was like, I told her that it's a Nonte Fonte comic, and she was like, Nonte Fonte, Nonte Fonte. She was continuously telling about it, as if she was prompting to her mother to purchase that one. but her mother was not interested in that one. She was looking at some other items. Then after some time they walked away, and there were different customers during the day, and every other experiences I had with different other people. Then when I was about to close the stall late at night, and all of a sudden this girl came back again, and she was all dressed up. She was actually performing in the event that was happening nearby, and it was Ganesh Chaturthi period. And she came back and she was again telling like, "Nonte Fonte, Nonte Fonte." She was still, I mean, all the day went by. She performed on the stage and everything went by, and still she remembered about the Nonte Fonte. So then her mother came again, and her mother picked up some other item. Like, she took one cushion, so it was also painted. I mean, the picture that was on the cushion cover was drawn by me. So she picked up that one, not Nonte Fonte, and they went away. And surprisingly, after around more than a month, I came across the same girl child again. And she suddenly, like, I remember her very much, because I even recorded her towards the during the end of the day, because it was a very good experience, the morning time. And then towards the end of the day, she again came back. I was all the day I was thinking that if I could record her, because her expressions were very nice, and she was my first customer, so I wanted to record her. And by God's beautiful grace, that small wish came true, that she came back at the close of the night. And so I had recorded her. I had her video on my phone. And after 1 month, when I just came across her, so I remembered her clearly. And I didn't expect her to remember me, because we had met very first time on that day. And she was like, I just met her, and I was like, "Arey, Nonte Fonte." So I called her Nonte Fonte, because the first day she was all day saying just one thing, right? Nonte Fonte. So I addressed her as, "Arey, Nonte Fonte." And she was like, she replied back to me saying, "Sonali Datta." I was like, "Arey, how do you remember me by my name?" Even like, that's beyond expectation. I didn't expect that. And then I said, "How do you remember my name?" And she was like, "Through Nonte Fonte movies." So I said, "No, I didn't make the Nonte Fonte movies. It was a comic that I had just drawn. It's done. The original creator of this one is someone else." So I explained everything to her. And she was like, "Yeah, okay, fine." So it was a very good experience. Children, you become a part of their memory. Whatever you do in life, these small bits of things are really precious. So there I felt success of the offline exhibition. And which is why I felt, let's just do it online also. And I have a thriving audience. The people that I have connected, I by God's immense grace, I have been able to connect with through Twitter, Instagram, and also through YouTube. So I just want to appreciate in reverse, and that's why it's an online exhibition. More than just trying to display some items and trying to selling it to someone. It has always been more about talking about the piece of art, how it can touch you the way it has touched me. So getting in touch with our own emotions has always been the uh, bottom line of all the things that, by God's grace, I have been able to do so far. So that was the main purpose. So I have just created one. A new version of my website is on the way. I hope I will complete it very soon. But this is more focused on an exhibition basis. It's like, it, all the items will not be available for all the time to be purchased or viewed at. It's like more of an exhibition kind of a thing. So it will be like open for a certain period of time, for a window. And more, just not that it has my poetry and my art. This time, some of the artists I had connected with, I had interacted with on Twitter and Instagram, they have also collabed. They have also come up with their piece of art. And I have tried to productize, or you can say, like, digitally print their piece of art, and in offline exhibition, some of their work has really been loved, and I really appreciate their effort and their trust that they had on me for the exhibition. So just trying to have discussions around art, poetry, literature, music, everything, so that these are the gateway, right? Everyone will agree with me on this. I think these are the gateway to connect with our own selves. So yeah, so I have some of the products with me. I will display, and some I have created a Google form for everyone to have a view. I'll share on screen, and we can even talk about the context of how those designs came into being. Why did I even think of having that design or something like that? So yeah, anyone want to say something or add something to this? Uh, Anna, Ananda ji. Anyone from Instagram also, please, you can message.
Well, I am just so honored to be here, and I don't even know what to say. I'm just really excited to, you're just such an amazing writer, entrepreneur, child of God. It's just so great to be here, and I'm just excited about, director. I'm just so excited to see everything that you've put together. You're just such an innovative creator in the art community, and I'm just excited. This is exciting.
Thank you very much, thanks a lot. Anna, would you like to say anything, because you said that you would leave soon because you have guests coming in, so would love to hear. If you I would, in fact, if you, I wouldn't say that if you have something to say, I would insist that you have something to say, because you should say.
No, just eager to see the items, Akka.
Okay, okay, great. We have one now. Some people have left on Instagram, but I can see one joined. We have two joined, and on YouTube, someone liked, but right now nobody is watching. But fine, I'll just share my screen. My screen is shared on YouTube. I don't think from Instagram people can see this one, what I am trying to display on YouTube. But let me share my screen on Google Meet also, so that Anna and Anandaji can see. My screen is visible.
Yes, Akka.
Okay, thank you. Um, Let me try to share this link. No, Control Z. On how do I share this on Instagram? I think I already have that link on bio. If I'm not, I had planned to have this on bio. So, guys, if anyone is interested right now to check in my bio, the link is available or not. So, I'm just trying to demonstrate one Google form that I have prepared for my art and poetry exhibition. So that is what I am just trying to show on YouTube and Google Meet right now. Thank you. So I have just created two different sections. One is unisex cotton t-shirts, and another is art and poetry wall decor. So let's go to the t-shirt section first. So this is the first one: cope, heal, evolve with trauma. This is one very close one to me. Uh, cope is much less than heal. Heal is also less than evolve with trauma. So I believe a lot of people now acknowledge what trauma means. a lot of people understand what trauma means. So, and a lot of people are trying to deal with it in different ways. People have always been trying to deal with it, but uh, earlier it was like people were not so much aware of. I mean, people were coping with it unaware. Now a lot of people are getting aware what it is and taking the coping mechanisms that are healthy and not unhealthy. So but still there are a lot of education that needs to be there, a lot of understanding, a lot of study, lot of things have to be done uh, in this particular field, because the pain is always being transferred and transmitted, even through the ones we love, even through the ones who love us. So it is very important to have a discussion, continuous discussion around this topic, um, in every circle. And coping subconsciously is something, just what your psychology by default offers you. Coping that coping with that is something, and understanding, okay, this coping mechanism is probably working out to make me feel better, but is just making me feel better is enough, or is it doing any harm to me, and as a result an indirect harm to the other people around? So that is also very important to be understood. So when we understand that part, is like our healing journey begins to, the acknowledgement part, basically, when we understand, okay, this is actually what is going on with me, and this is what we need to, like uh, there has to be done something consciously. This is when your healing journey begins. And evolution with trauma begins when you are able to distinguish between the healthy and unhealthy mechanisms, and not just distinguishing them, but also you are able to implement what you think is the healthy one after proper scrutiny. So that is when you grow immune to trauma. The same situations won't be able to trigger the same amount of pain or the same kind of pain in you. uh, or even if pains you, still it will be like you will be able to uh, the resilience will actually increase. You will not be sunk or drowned in it forever, or it will not hurt you as much as it would do previously. So yeah, like it can be, a lot of things can be discussed around it in granular details and everything. So this is what my message was for this t-shirt. Anything you want to add, Anandaji or Anna, for this particular design?
Well, I know that currently in the United States, this has just been a discussion where they're beginning to integrate it even in school curriculums,
Hmm.
in the social emotional learning. And so just to see, Sonali, how you've taken just such an important conversation and you put it on a t-shirt. I already see people walking in the room wearing this t-shirt and creating those healing conversations that, and even if they don't create the conversation, just a message like that on a t-shirt to just get someone to think, and just maybe activate their journey. I think this is so powerful, and I love your use of symbols and mathematical value in relaying a message, and just very clever wordplay and use of symbols in the work. Outstanding, Sonali. I love it. I love it, love it.
Thank you so very much. And I absolutely know about this fact, Anandaji, and it's, I'm so very proud of the United States in this aspect that there's a lot of conversation around this topic. I myself have watched so many videos and so much of education is being there in the United States on this subject matter, starting from the right way of parenting, trauma, how to deal, and narcissistic personality disorder, everything. Like, it's really been talked about, and people are really responding. People are really very serious about this matter, and that makes the difference, right? Like, when we are aware of certain kind of behavioral patterns, and then we become aware that am I behaving the same way, which is unhealthy, or not. Just like, you do not just try to understand the pattern and try to escape from narcissists in your life because you do not want to go through a narcissistic abuse. But also, it's very important to make sure that since there are so many narcissists around, we do go through this kind of narcissistic abuse or any other kind of emotional abuse, and that in turn might make us the same person, suffering from narcissistic personality disorder, because narcissism in itself is a coping mechanism against narcissism. So in that case, understanding the concepts, the deep concepts, the patterns, and talking about it more and more and more and more as much as possible, that actually creates a hard immunity, I would say. Like the coronavirus, a hard community immunity actually prevented from its further spread in the later waves. So likewise, if we educate ourselves about this topic more and more, it will definitely have a hard immunity, because there are flying monkeys, there are enablers who would enable toxic behavior everywhere. So it's very important for everyone to understand. This is not so much talked about topic in India as much as it is required. So it's great to see people in the US doing that. So absolutely right. Thank you so much for adding that, Anandaji.
And just very quickly, Sonali,
Yeah.
now that shirt looks like it's tapered and more fitted. So the Coke Heel Evolve tee that we just saw, that's tapered, it's fitted. It looks like it has just a basic scoop neckline. Now, is that the one that we see in the picture? Is that the male version or the female version, or is it unisex?
It's unisex. All the t-shirts are unisex.
Okay. No, I love it. I love the cut on there, and I love that it's fitted. I like it a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Okay. This one, I don't know how much it is visible. It's a white t-shirt, and it's mainly about, again, stop bullying, and do not make bullying a cool thing. So it's saying loud and clear. When I had designed this, I had kids in my mind, because these days, even in schools, this begins even in schools, right? So we know how much even children suffer from, and when you make such derogatory kind of behavior, negative kind of behavior, toxic behavior a cool thing, like the way to look smart, if you make these things, if you encourage such environment, then this becomes a culture. And this should be stopped for establishing the fact that okay, it's right to abuse someone. So to stop bully, you raise your voice, but without doing the bully. So that balance is a very must thing. That when you speak about not bullying, when you stand against not bullying, make sure that you do not bully in reverse. So I have seen a lot of plays where the victim or the supporters of the victim, when they go to actually support the victim and talk about or talk against bullying, they themselves start bullying. So it doesn't make sense. Then you are joining the joining the party, joining the gang, joining the it doesn't make any difference. So it has to be told that this is not the right kind of behavior, and this kind of mindset should be demolished. But at the same time, how you speak, how you say this, uh, should be away from any kind of toxic behavior or toxicity involved, or any usage of any such words or tone or body language, anything, nothing demeaning should be there. So it's a very thin line difference, and it has to be balanced out very much. So I think art, poetry, and stuff like this, if we have around, I have seen, like, I remember watching movies where the cool gang was shown as the ones who bully people. So in a way, I mean, that could be a part of the storyline. I understand that, but sometimes what is the bottom line? What is the message that film carries with it? That is very important. So how you show that thing, in what which light you show that thing. So I strongly believe that a lot of, even if we say many a time that films or stories are meant for entertainment, and a lot of people take it as just entertainment, but it actually educates us indirectly. We believe it or not, it educates us. So in our subconscious mind, that enters, that takes very much, in the subconscious mind, it feeds in very much. So likewise, if we talk about it in through art or things like this, I think at least some effort can be put into have it in the mind. Okay, it's not a cool thing to bully. It's not the right way to and sometimes I still remember when even I was in school, uh, if someone said something, and if the other kid, suppose, was able to answer back in a way that was probably not right, but he was able to answer back, he was appreciated, he was patted in the back for being able to answer back. So it's like tit for tat. You should be able to answer back. So that was what was growing day by day. But I don't think that's the right way to be. Like, it's not about someone is harsh on you, so you have to be harsh in reverse. No, you can be kind, at the same time you can say, see, look, this is not the right way to talk with, and I'm not going to accept this kind of behavior. If you want to talk to me or be around me, please be respectful, because I want to respect you. So this is what should be conveyed to the children in schools, uh, by both the teachers and also by the parents. And it's not like, I don't think that's the right way to bully someone in reply to a bully, because that increases the bully culture. And that in later days, it's a toxic behavior in all. It gets ingrained in your personality, so you will never speak to someone straight. You won't be able to answer someone plain simple. It will be always like, I want to you will always have that tendency of demeaning someone, and holding yourself in a pedestal kind of a feeling. So these things gets very much encouraged, if not stopped, during school days. So that is what I was trying to talk about in this particular one. The it's a two one, like two sided. The front side is just stop bullying text, and at the back, this one fat child is being bullied by a group of two. And I tried to show it like, the evil has actually captured the two who is actually bullying, right? So that's the evil shadow we should be aware of, and keep our children or ourselves away from. So I have this t-shirt, I think, with me. Yes, I'll show this to Instagram also. Like, they're not able to see anything. So I don't know if you can see. It's the front side, stop bullying. It's mirror image, I think, coming on the camera. And that's the back side. The fat little kid being bullied by two. So it's sad that in schools we get bullied like this, right? Uh, because school time is the best period of one's life, building years. Your personality gets shaped in those time. Childhood memories are so special. We do remember everything about it, every minute details about it, and that is when, if you get isolated, if you do not have friends, if you have friends who uh, call you names, motu and all those stuff. Uh, they try to body shame you and shame you for anything, in fact, even if you have some questions. If you The other day I went into a Twitter space where it was tech space, so everyone was talking about technology, like different people from different organizations were coming together into that space and having questions, and one was answering, someone else was asking, so that discussions were happening. And one engineering student, she was a first year student, and she said that, I have difficulty asking questions to my teachers in the classroom, because the day I started asking questions, I saw that people in my class started to isolate me, and they started to be away from me, and just now I can observe myself sitting alone in my bench, and nobody comes and talks to me. So I think this is because I ask questions and they do not really like it, or what, I do not know. So she started self-doubting, and you can see that's another kind of bully. You are not accepting someone because someone asks questions in the class. I have faced the same thing in my school days or college days, and in that period of time I don't think we even knew the word what bully is. So I remember I was being called as Miss Doubt in my class. In my junior college, people would call me Miss Doubt. But by God's grace, that did never stop me from asking questions. I did keep on asking questions. uh, but I faced the same thing when I joined as a employee in a renowned corporate organization, and there I actually saw what real bully is, what real toxicity is. Our school and colleges, like, the kind of little bit of training that we get around bully, when we face that in the real world, in our workplaces, oh my god, it's tremendous. It's tremendous. I was like counting days when I'll complete my 2 years of job, and I'll resign, because that's unbearable, the kind of behavior I had faced. Now it's so long that I am still in this same work industry, and I do not do indulge in such kind of. Now I am a senior, right? When I was a junior, I was being bullied by my seniors, and now I am a senior. If I had learned from my seniors the way they had taught me, actually the behaving the way they had, I would have also become a bully to the organization, right? But I did not. Like, I support my juniors. I try to explain them the amount that needs to be explained, not beyond that, also, of course, like, not spoon feeding, but fostering. And at the same time, it's like, I do not support my peers who try to bully the juniors. So I do not enable that. And I think that needs to be talked more and more about, because even in a lot of very well renowned MNCs, different organizations across world, a lot of toxic culture are there in many organizations, and this is really a serious matter, because some organizations I have seen, they have proper policy against biased behavior or toxic behavior. They have proper training also. They make you go through training to make you understand which behavior you should report to your manager, or even your um, whatever department is assigned with to look at for this, if you want to be anonymous and report that. So I think these kind of strategies should be taken by all the organizations across, because work is in its own place, and to make your work easier, you cannot be toxic. uh, Everyone deserves respect, and if you do not know how to respect, then that's your disability, and that should be one point for which you should not be promoted or even have a job. That's what I think, actually. Human behavior is the very basic thing. And you should be, today itself I posted that everyone should be able to say no respectfully and accept no gracefully. That solves half of the problems. But here today, in this world, saying no has become such a difficult job, only because we do not know how to deal with it. Only do not Because we do not know how to say that, and also we do not know how to hear that. We cannot hear no's. We have to hear yes only. And as a result, people are afraid to say no, and the ones who try to say no also say it disrespectfully. So it's very important we learn how to say no, we learn how to hear no, and we maintain that mutual respect to have a good environment always, so that lots of other useless coping mechanisms are not implemented as a result. If we can skip uh, if we can make this flexibility available to everyone. So yeah, that is the thought behind this one. That's the back of the t-shirt, and that's the front. Stop bullying. Um, yeah. Anyone else wants to add anything? I see a message from, yes, Anandaji. Please go ahead.
Sonali, as I was looking at the T-shirt, something that immediately came to mind, um, that October is National Bullying Prevention Month.
Okay.
And so when I saw those T-shirts, like immediately I was just like, I have to go out and tell as many people as I can, especially people in the schools, to buy this T-shirt because it is an observance of National Bullying Prevention Month, which is the month of October. So this is awesome. This is so timely. This is right on time. You're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. And yes, I can see Deshmukh. Dipanjan Deshmukh, I suppose. Hi, Dipanjan. Thank you for joining. Okay, next I'll move on to this one. Heal your inner child. So yeah, this one has been loved by a lot of people in the offline. Like people were looking for this one a lot. Um, I got orders for it after even the ones that I had have been sold out. So it's very catchy and very straightforward and very sweet. Also, it looks like, I don't know if I can show this to the uh, to the Instagram. So I just tried to. I think I have a photo frame also with the same design. So yeah, like what I feel, this design is very important for me is because what I feel is, these days, to understand properly what exactly happens with us when we try to cope with something, any hostile environment, is one way is to understand is that in us we always have two instincts. One is a child instinct, another is a parental instinct. So both the instincts are given to us by nature, by God's grace. And when we are in a child instinct, we are not in a parental instinct. And where in a parental instinct, we are able to look after a child. So most of the time what happens is, due to very um, inappropriate way of, like, see, in India especially, talking about parenting is very dangerous. Like, people have a very taken for granted thought that just by becoming a parent is, you become like a godly figure and you know everything. That's not true, right? Because it's not true. Why? Because uh, we are, every one of us is actually a evolving human being. We are, children are given to us by God himself, right? Children come through us, it doesn't come from us. We are not the gods. We try to become the gods. We are not the gods. So we need to accept as as parents our imperfections. We're not perfect. We try to parent the way we have been parented, whatever we have learned from our own environments. So we have to also accept that whatever we have learned from our environment could be flawed also. There could be things that are normalized but are not right. So we need to observe those things, understand those things, the things that need to be changed. We need to unlearn those things, learn newer things. And probably I would say the basic understanding, the basic learnings that we had actually, even in ancient India, if I say, I cannot never I can never spot spot out anyone, even from in Indian mythological stories, say Ramayan or Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, wherever. I I hardly, if you think of an ideal parenting, there are lots of examples. And whomever you will think of as an ideal parent, you won't see them behaving toxically, with toxicity, the way we behave with our own children. That actually shows how toxins are within us, psychological toxins, and how we are passing it on to our children. So what happens as a result, we do not grow, like we are not able to tap into our parental instinct when we are not able to uh, you know help grow that inner child. We are not able to properly take care of our inner child. We are not able to actually tap into our parental instinct. As a result, the relationship that we have with our own selves, there is a parent, there is a child. We are not acknowledging our own emotions. We are not acknowledging our own hurt. We are not acknowledging our own pain. We are trying to suppress our emotions. We are trying to suppress our feelings and everything. As a result, the relationship of the parent and the child within us becomes very disturbed. There is a tension. And as a result, our relationship with our own selves is not nice. And of course, when your own relationship with your own self is not nice, is not right, is not healthy, then how can you expect your relationship to be good with someone else? It's just impossible. So everyone is having a parent and a child within themselves. So when you understand this concept, you actually start taking care of the child within you as a parent, not from what you have learned from your environment, but from your own parental instinct that is given to you by nature itself. So how a parent behaves actually, ideally. Imagine how God behaves with you. He's very subtle, right? You will observe, if you are observant, you will see that he takes care of you. He doesn't make any kind of noise. He won't yell at you. He won't come after you, having you know stick in hand. You won't hear his voice loud, but you can feel him, how he takes care of you. Like whatever legit demands or wishes you have in your mind, you will see that if you are truthful to your ways of life, he will bring it to you. He will fulfill your wishes. And even the way you are able to live a life, the minimum things that is required, he is providing all of that to you. So likewise, you will be able to learn from him himself, right? That as a parent, how will you take care of your own emotions, of your own feelings? Like if you have a wish, if that wish is a harmless one, if it's a good one, even the smallest of the wishes, you should be able to take care of it. Like you should be able to provide that to yourself. That okay, I have wished for, suppose I have wished for writing a poem right now or reciting a poem right now to my friends. Go ahead and do it. That is how you take care of it, right? So suppressing the emotions, even like if you feel angry freely. You should feel angry. Anger is an emotion, it is supposed to be felt. But yes, a parent would restrain the child from taking action, taking acting on that feeling, right? Because it's a negative feeling, it has a lot of energy, it can destroy. It's a destructive energy. So feeling means okay, fine, that is how you feel because of whatever has happened eventually. And I understand why you feel that way, the way you feel. But now, if you act on it, what will be the consequences? So, is there any other way we can deal with it? Look out for other options, and your intelligence will be calm enough at that point of time to think of different options and then come up with a solution that both recognizes your feeling of anger and also provides you with a healthy solution which is not destructive. So you will be able to maintain both your self-respect and respect of others. And you will be like taking care of your own inner child which is feeling angry, and you will behave in your parental instinct. That's your parental instinct, right? Which steps back, takes a step back, and then provides a solution, acknowledging the feelings of the child. So that actually rebuilds the relationship of yourself with your own self. So since when we are born, we have no control over our own environments, right? We do not select or control. We can never select or control our environments all our lives, in fact. To some extent we may try to, but so there are so many parameters, so many people involved. We can never try to control how the other person will behave. So at that point of time, what we can do is, if something wrong has happened to us which should not have ever happened, how do we heal? So we have to, distinguish that child parent role within us, and we should try to heal our inner child. So when we say that heal your inner child, that really starts building a very beautiful relationship, uh, you know of yourself with yourself. And that is a start, I think, of a very good journey with the world also. So I'll try to find that photo frame. The t-shirt is sold out, but yes, it can be ordered again. um, i'll I'll make it available if someone orders. But there is photo frame, and also there are magnets with this available. Yes, this one. This is the one, heal your inner child. So for Instagram, those who are not able to see my Google form, this is for you. So yeah, this is about the heal your inner child frame. I think Anna has left. He had guests, he said. So Anandaji, over to you if you want to say or add something.
Oh, you know what? I don't have anything to add at this time. I actually meant to hit the emoji button. Sorry about that, Sonali.
Yeah, thank you, Anandaji. Okay, this one is a Bengali design. I mean, the lines are in Bengali. The texts, that's a three-line poem, and that is dedicated for justice for R.G. Kaur, the recent incident that had happened in the month of August in Kolkata, India, to a lady doctor on duty. So this is in support. This design is in support of that incident, and I have the T-shirt with me. This is the one. So it talks about সত্যের পথ করবে যতই রুদ্ধ তিলোত্তমা মরেও হবে মায়ের হাতের খড়গ. So it's trying to say that regardless of how much you try to block the way of truth, even if someone dies, doesn't matter. That death becomes the weapon for the goddess to establish the truth. So one should never let go of truth. One should never be afraid of death, and restrain from truth. Truth is the way, truth is the source, truth is the destination, truth is everything. So a very disrespectful death can also become a movement for the entire society to have a struggle and understand the importance of truth and integrity and honesty and of a corruption free world. So that's a blessed, that's a, I would say, what do we say, shape bor we say in Bengali. It's like uh, a blessing in the form of a boon. So boon or what? Missing the word. Like whatever curse that is, that kind of a death is, but that has played its role as a blessing for the society. So stick to the truth. Have a truthful life is the message behind this T-shirt. So yeah. Next is this one. So this one is Goddess Durga, and Goddess Durga with the texts of Rabindranath Tagore's a song, a very beautiful song by Rabindranath Tagore. I think these t-shirts I do not have at this moment with me. These are sold out. But if someone orders, can definitely, this can be printed on demand. So the line of this poem is very favorite of mine, and this is one of the poems by Rabindranath Tagore from the book called Gitanjali that he was awarded the Nobel Prize for. So I think I do not see the written. Wait. ও হেথায় তিনি কোল পেতেছেন আমাদের এই ঘরে, আসনটি তার সাজিয়ে দে ভাই মনের মতো করে. So this means that in most of our houses in India, it's like we have one small temple kind of a space in our homes where we do the worship. So Rabindranath Tagore had decorated this poem with this idea and this concept that everyone has a small temple in their placed in their house, and there sits the god of love that we love so much and adore so much, right? So হেথায় তিনি কোল পেতেছেন আমাদের এই ঘরে, আসনটি তার সাজিয়ে দে ভাই মনের মতো করে. So he's beautifully explaining how you are decorating his throne, his seat in your house, in a particular designated area in a corner of your house, and how you are going to take care of that space, clean it every day, and take care of him, and how he awaits you all the day long when you are outside for your work. He awaits you in the home. When you come back from work, he is still there seated. And when you sleep at night, he is awake, and he covers the light of the day with. Here he was using the gender she, especially for the personification of God. So he said that she veils the light of the day, and we sleep peacefully, and she smiles while sitting in our home. So it's a very beautifully crafted poem where is a very subtle way of how the relationship between God and a devotee works in a normal daily day-to-day routine, and how we try to take care of God and how he actually takes care of us. So that is basically that poem is about. And since Durga Puja is a very big festival for Bengalis, so when Ma Durga comes, it is like we welcome her with so much love and zeal. So that is when I felt that this poem actually clubs with this Durga Puja, Durga Ma very much, very well. So that was my concept. This was designed by Parth Schiller. Parth is one very good friend that I have connected with. He's like a small brother to me. We got connected on Twitter, and he has done this design. So the concept was mine, but the design was done by him. So it has been sold out. People really loved it, and kudos to Parth for this beautiful design. Moving on, this one is another T-shirt. I have it. So people love this T-shirt, but the piece that I have is actually a very large size, and the ones who are actually selecting this one need a smaller size. So it is still with me, but it's on demand. I'll be trying to print the smaller sizes because people want it. So yeah, this is the design. This is the T-shirt. That's on Hope, and this design is completely done by Swem. So Swem had joined the Google Meet. I think there was some difficulty or something for which he had to drop off, but this was done by him. So I had different items with this one, like water bottle I had, coffee mug I had. So those are also sold out. People liked it. Like the water bottle was very beautiful. I mean, looking, it was one of my favorites, and the coffee mug also looked very nice. It's like in the morning you take up your coffee and have that coffee in that coffee mug, and you're very hopeful for the day. So it's a very beautiful design. He did it completely digitally. So the lines written in it is, hope is a word that makes one to try to succeed. So yeah, kudos to Swem for doing this design. So this one, let's see how many more designs are remaining. There are quite a few. I'm thinking, should I continue another day or should I speak about it? Because it's 1 hour now. So, what do you suggest, Anandaji? Should I do it another day or should I continue today itself?
I mean, that's really up to you. I know that for the lineup that you presented, it looks like thematically, we're looking at, the trauma informed merch. And I mean, if you wanted to break it up that way, we're viewing the trauma informed merch and, your poetry and things like that. I think that it's wonderful. I'll leave that up to you. I thoroughly enjoyed this entire lineup. And like I said, right now we are in National Bullying Awareness Month. Last month was Mental Health Awareness Month as well. And I know that like all of your guests and your audience members, this is just so timely what you've created. And I really feel like a lot of people are not only just going to be positively impacted by it, but will purchase it and display it. So no, I leave that up to you. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it's just an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Anandaji. So I think I'll continue because it takes quite bit of preparation to actually host something like this. You have to have your phone, laptop, everything placed, and all your products there, and everything set up properly. And also, like, you have to have people gathered. So I can see some people on Instagram and also on YouTube, and even Path has joined now. So I think I can continue. Let's see how long we can do. So this one, Parth, hi, thank you for joining. We have Anand with us, and we just talked about your design just before you joined. this one, and we were just saying how well you had done it, and it was sold out, it was on demand. So in fact, this was the color on which this design was, and another color which was just pink. It's like I don't know what kind of pink it is said, but there are sisters who have actually purchased that one. Both the sisters wearing together, one in pink and another in green. So these two colors for this Durga Ma design. So it was a very well done one. Okay, so we'll talk about this one now. So you are not your trauma attachment theory. So this one is again related to trauma once again. Uh, One of the primary reasons why we are not able to go beyond trauma and go beyond our coping mechanisms by default mechanisms that we have, we cannot do that because we identify with our trauma so much. Like we make it our identity. This is how I am, or this is how I do. We do not this is how I feel, and I do it beyond control. So that's somewhat we make it as our identity, and we do not tend to change it. We do not tend to think about any healthier alternative to deal with that same situation. So one of the primary ways to very useful techniques to actually break that uh, by default compulsive way of coping is to break that identity, is to shatter that identity, is to disassociate oneself from that particular identity, because our trauma cannot define us, right? We will define what trauma is. Our trauma cannot define us. Trauma is just another another opportunity to evolve. So whatever kind of trauma it is, we it is we should be aware that when even imagine, I was thinking the other day, when we were born, we had no idea about what is I, what is this identity, the n number of kinds of identities that today we have. We had nothing of it. We had no, even we do not have a simple memory of when we were born, what things had happened to us. So we did not have any kind of identity shaped up gradually with the passage of time. We could not even identify this is my hand and what could be done with this hand, right? So we learn to control our body also after a certain point of time, as time went by. That's how we evolve. So identity forms. Same way, every day when we sleep, we are gone somewhere we do not ourselves know where we are gone. We wake up and say, okay, I slept this many hours. Sound sleep, when we dream, that is a different kind of a thing. We are seeing a different kind of stories altogether, different from whatever the reality is. But when we are not even dreaming, we are in a sound sleep, we are actually nowhere. We don't know even if we existed or not. So where is the identity gone now? So the point is, identity is something required and useful when we are in a functional world to function in a certain way. Otherwise, identity has no existence. So there's no point in making and attaching our identity to our own traumas and make things painful and more painful for ourselves and for the world. Like whenever we are in pain, indirectly we are making the world, keeping the world in pain. So when we are relieved of our own pain, we have actually contributed in you know s- uh, keeping off that burden from the world, and giving a happy individual to the world. So I think identity is a very it's like two-sided. Identity is required for functional aspects. We need to understand when it is helping us in a healthy way, and when it is not helping us in a healthy way, we should dissociate from that identity. In fact, I would say that identities are required for us to function as a community. In times of survival, we need identity. With identity forms unity. With unity comes strength. So you survive unified. But at the same time, when there is actually no threat, there is no danger, you do not need to think of survival. You need to actually think of expansion. At that point of time, if you are trying to, create an artificial identity, or an artificial threat, I would say, that would divide people, and that division through identity will create chaos. So you can see, right, the same identity plays as a support system, and that same identity can play as a medium for chaos. So it's very important that we understand when attaching one's identity to which layer actually helps us grow individually and also grow as a community, as a world community, as a human community, and which identity in certain situations actually, shatter us as human beings. So this association and dissociation, this attachment and detachment is very important. And in fact, attachment, the wrong kind of attachment comes from this association with the identity in a wrong sense, in a unhealthy sense, when we are not able to dissociate ourselves with, we can have desires. Sometimes we also have confusion around, uh, in Indian philosophy, a lot of places it's said that uh, you should not desire, you should give up desires. Then how will you work if you give away your desires? So today I'm doing this art and poetry exhibition out of desire, right? So how can I function without desires? So it's like, not about, it's not wrong to have desires, rather it's wrong to think that I'm my desires. You can have desires, but you are not your desires. There is a little difference, and we do not understand that we identify with our desires also so much. Like, if I do not get this, I will die. If I do not get this, I will kill. If I do not achieve this, I will die. All these kinds of things happens only because we attach our identity with that particular desire so much. So attaching our attachment theory is very important, and this attachment theory is actually different. This is for the secured and insecure kinds of attachments that we have. And there are four kinds of attachments. One is secured and the three are insecure. One is called anxious attachment style, another is called avoidant attachment style, and another is called fearful avoidant attachment style. So these are the four different ways how we connect with different people, how we bond with in our adult relationships, and that comes up from how we bonded with our primary caretakers when we were when we were children. So yeah, this is what this particular design means. That was the thought behind. So you are not your trauma. um Someone says in Instagram lagging. I don't know. I should be having a good internet. I don't know why it is lagging. Thank you, Cassandra, for joining. Okay, moving on. Parth, anytime you feel like to talk or say anything, please raise your hand. I won't ask you. You can feel free. And Anandaji is, anyway, she's discussing. Thank you very much for the discussion, Anandaji. Otherwise, it feels like, talking all alone in the room. But yeah, thank you. This one is growth happens only when you have positive view of both yourself and the world. So that is a quadrant that I had recently thought of. A quadrant chart, you can say. I think I have that post a frame with me. Um, the T-shirt is sold out. It went to the United States, Anandaji. Like someone was going from, I did not ship to the United States, but someone was going from India to the United States and wanted to take it as a gift to their friend. So this has traveled to the US, and this is the frame that I have. This is for the Instagram. All the images are coming as mirror images. Can anyone confirm that Cassandra is continuously saying that it's lagging? You can go live again. I just want to make sure if it's only at Cassandra's end or it is with everyone that it's lagging. So someone else, if could comment and say if it's lagging at your end or not, then I can restart the go live. And yeah, so this is having a 4 quadrant where you have world and the self and how you think about, how you feel about, not just think about. Sometimes we do not think, we just feel. So how you feel about yourself and the world makes a lot of difference, how you behave and how you treat yourself and you treat the world. So there can be a positive view of the world and negative view of the self. There can be a negative view of the world and negative view of the self. There can be positive negative view of the world and positive view of the self, and there can be positive view of the world and positive view of the self. So mostly when it is like live is still going. So Dipanjan, can you confirm, are you able to hear everything properly and the screen is not freezing? Is it lagging or not? Can you please confirm that, Dipanjan, if you are there in the live? So when we have negative view of the world and the negative view of the self, it's like it tends to, that coping mechanism actually tends to become very criminal mindset. uh, Mostly psychopath or sadist people will be here, like they won't feel good for themselves, nor they would feel good for the world. So there comes that kind of mindset. There would be people like who have a positive view of themselves but a negative view of the world. There I feel the people with narcissistic personality disorder are that way. They feel themselves like the godlike, and everyone else is just you know below them. So it has to be like, for them it's very much important for everyone else to be smaller than them. They can never think of someone equal to them or even higher to them. So that's the psychology of narcissists. Then there could be people who have positive view of the world and negative view of themselves. So this kind of people are very prone to oppression, invasion, and they lack in self-worth. So they would always self-doubt. So they are mostly the victims of narcissistic abusers. So they still have a chance to go to, if they work on their self-worth, they can uh, you know uh, heal and evolve. But for NPT, it's like almost zero chance, because narcissists do not have the tendency to change. The primary feature of narcissists is they will never want to change, and they will never try to learn things. So the resistance to change is a true marker of a narcissist. So that's a very dangerous zone. And the negative view of the world and negative view of the self, you cannot do anything about this kind of people. The third quadrant that has positive view of the world and negative view of the self, if worked on the self-worth, it can evolve. And the ones who are having both positive view of the self and the positive view of the world, they are always the givers. they are a blessing to the entire world. So growth happens, the real growth actually happens, I feel, when you have, you have self-respect and respect for others, both. It cannot be like one way street. It cannot be like one way street. And that the other day I was thinking, uh, it is very essential to have self-respect, because when you do not have self-respect, you cannot respect others. The respect that you give to others without having self-respect is basically make sure of respect. It is not actually self-respect. It is not actually respecting others. So one who will have self-respect will know how to respect others. And when you respect, then only you can love others, and when you love others, then only you can love yourself. So it's like a complete cycle. It all starts with self-respect. And how do you know if you respect yourself or not? Like uh, as I was already speaking about, one of the things is, just knowing how to say no respectfully, and knowing how to accept no gracefully. These small things, like you assess where you are needed, where you are wanted. You do not want to be where you are not welcomed. You do not push yourself, you do not push others, right? So these are very subtle and very small things. uh, Even in your family, if you want to talk to, you need to see that, are you given that space to talk to? If that is needed, then you will speak. Otherwise, why waste your energy or time or anything, right? So this is how I feel self-respect is built. And is without self-respect, respecting others is fake. It's not actual respect. It's just make believe of that you are respecting others. It You are probably trying to respect others, but it is not the real kind of respect. It's like people pleasing. It's more of people pleasing than respecting others. When you do not respect yourself, you are not in a strong position to actually respect others. So that's about this t-shirt. This one really looks nice, like the one that has been taken by someone. Hmm. I liked this t-shirt. Yeah, this one is a poetry line of my poem. If you want to learn how to love, learn it from God. So this one still is with me. Uh, this one has been designed by Khushbu. Khushbu is on Instagram and on Twitter both. And the lines of poem is by me, but the design is completely by her. There is a coffee mug also with this one. And the main thought behind it is, we always learn how to love, the way of loving, how we love. We learn it from our environments. The way we have been loved, that is how we know of love, and that is how we express our love to others. So if someone has been manipulated in love, they will learn to manipulate it in love, to manipulate in love. If someone has been abused in love, they will learn to abuse in love. That is what is normal for them in love. Or they will be fine if you abuse them, because this is how they have been taught and brought up. uh, if someone is has been loved in a, like someone was cold with them in the name of love, so they will also be cold in love. If someone was clingy with someone in love, they will also learn to be clingy in love. So when we are upset with someone, say your partner or even your parents or your friends, for the way they say, okay, okay, I love you, but their behavior is something different from what you understand about love. The the main understanding behind it is that this is how they have learned about love, right? This is how they have been loved. So this is what they understand through psychology, uh, subconsciously. So you cannot blame them really, actually. So I mean, You can blame them for not being active and thinking about it and consciously taking a decision and changing that, but you cannot blame them for unknowingly tapping onto that. So that the best one from whom we can learn how to love, I feel, is God. The safest place. You know, therein you go deep into what God is, how God is treating you. You know, how God is actually sending you vibrations, how He's signaling you, how He is answering you even without using any words. How can you sense His voice? How can you hear His voice? How much louder His voice is within you? You know, all these things, how you how you can find out that where is exactly which voice in you exactly is the real voice of your inner calling, right? So all these things you get to know, you get to understand when you pay attention to this God you believe in. So yes, of course, only if you believe in God, then only it's the thing. Otherwise, it's not about those. But I think no one can love anyone better than God Himself. So God should be the ideal person to learn how to love. So if we can call him or her person. This one is hand painted by me, Gautam Buddha, and this is also sold out, but can be ordered if can be printed if ordered. Um, I like this one. I have the original drawing. I think it's somewhere else. Like I do not have it in front of me right now. But yeah, this is Gautam Buddha. Nothing to talk about it as such. Like I love how Gautam Buddha found peace and how he was you know he was an embodiment of different another way of finding out truth and peace altogether. So yeah, moving on to this one. This one is too risky, is what it says. And there's a flower. Uh, the uh, the kid is hiding behind. So he has a flower to give. He has love to give, but he is doubtful about should I give or should I not give. Uh, he finds it too risky to share the love that he has or she has. So the thought behind is actually it's again from the attachment theory. It's about the avoidant attachment style. So the people who have this avoidant attachment style, they are full of love, but they do this risk assessment very much, too much. Like they try to protect the inner child very much, like they're too cautious, and in doing that they just miss out in the opportunity in trying to love the people they want to love. This is for them. This design is symbolically for them, and this is again another coping mechanism for people who couldn't find anyone to turn up to when they were vulnerable, when they were hurt. They had to suppress their emotions. They had to suppress their feelings as a child, and that created them a feeling of distrust for other people. They cannot trust others in adult relationships, and hence they are very kind hearted, they are very sweet, they're very genuine. They do not do things to manipulate like narcissists, but they often come across as narcissists because of their difficulty in communicating how they feel, because they do not themselves want to come in terms to their own feelings because they are so much used to suppressing their own feelings. The moment they start feeling vulnerable, the moment they start feeling soft and emotional towards someone, they feel that it's dangerous. They should skip and run away, and this is how they feel. Though it's funny, but it's not funny for them. that's a very fearful feeling for them. This is how avoidant attachment style people feel. And of course, again, there are ways to deal with it, and this attachment style can grow from insecure to secure. Definitely there are ways to do it, there are techniques, there are a lot of psychological guidance around, there are YouTube videos, a lot of things there, so this can also be worked upon. uh, but yeah, that's sweet and sad both at the same time. So this t-shirt is also sold out. I do not have it, but it can be printed if ordered. Yeah, this one is the Nonte Fonte comic. I have the plate with me. Let me try to find out the plate. So it's wall decor plate, and it's available on t-shirt also. The t-shirt is sold out, but can be printed on demand. So t-shirts are available for kids in white and gray. And yes, the first one that I took out is the right one. So yeah, this is the one. I hope it's visible clearly. So it's called Nonte Fonte. The two boys behind the wall are actually the two naughty students who are trying to play a prank in another to another classmate, and that classmate is another naughty one actually. And these two friends, Nonte Fonte, are taking, just kind of sweet revenge on them just by complaining something against the most notorious one to the teacher, and that teacher is running behind the naughty one. So that's what the comic talks about. This is the one for Instagram. I think there is, okay, there are requests from, I'm so sorry, I missed the requests from two people who have tried to join from Instagram. I'm sorry, guys. If you can join again, then it would be great. Anushtub and I think Swam have had tried to join the video on Instagram. So yeah, this is about Nonte Fonte comic. Are there anyone? Yes, there are two people on YouTube. Any questions on YouTube going on? I do not know. I haven't checked. Okay, Parth has commented. Vikrant has said, nice, ma'am. Thank you, Vikrant. I don't know if you're still there, but thank you for being here. Parth, thank you. And yeah, let's move on. Yeah, this one is also sold out for If I Can Define Love, I Can Define God. Is another line from my own poetry. Like it's a 3-line poem only. It is published in my poetry book, and it is very close to my heart. And it's the same thing that is talking about, you know, the how synonymous love and God is. Like it's regardless of so many artists, so many poets, so many writers, so many people are associated with literature, films, and everything around art, have always attempted the different versions of love, how love feels like. So many of us, from times immemorial, so many love stories, novels, and everything. But still, it feels so undefined, right? We can never say that where to start and where to end. uh, there is so much of infinity in the feeling of love, and hence I feel we can never define love. And just like the way we can never define God, so for if I can define love, I can define God, is the poem. And that's on the t-shirt. It has been sold out but can be printed if ordered. This one is love is not your fear of abandonment. This one is also sold out, and this is on again on attachment theory, but this is about anxious attachment style. So the people who are having insecure anxious attachment style, they would be like, they cannot imagine to be abandoned by their loved ones, so they are extremely afraid of being abandoned. And they have, I'm sorry for the background noise if it came. So they are like extremely the pain of losing someone is beyond imagination for the anxious attachment styled people. The pain that they have in their mind goes down into their body, even it paralyzes almost their body. They won't be able to move when they are in pain. And they are not manipulative, they are not like, narcissism is different. There can be people who are having both anxious attachment style and narcissistic personality disorder both coming together, but it's not necessary that anyone having anxious attachment style will be a narcissist. A narcissist can have anxious attachment style, or a narcissist can have avoidant attachment style. But someone having avoidant attachment style does not mean will be a narcissist, or someone having anxious attachment style does not mean will be a narcissist either. So the for someone suffering from anxious attachment style, I would say, in experience, I can say, like from analysis, for understanding, from study and everything that I found out by God's grace, is love is not fear of abandonment. We have been for the longest period of time through a lot of art form. I wouldn't say those are really well thought art form. A lot of films and stories are written for commercial purposes which are not delved deep. As a result, a lot of wrong messages come across in the society, which are not in line or aligned with the universal laws, the laws that govern the universe. So love is a feeling altogether. It's a different feeling. Fear is a different feeling. Why we are mixing the two? Fear of abandonment is the pain that you are feeling, and you are mixing it with love and thinking, okay, it is fine to feel in love, feel pain in love. Love is painful. We have been taught about this so much. We have thought about this so much. Like we normalize pain in love so much, but love is not painful. Love is love. Love is bliss. Love is happiness. Love cannot be painful. If it is painful, something else is mixed with it. Some other emotion is mixed with it. We are identifying some other emotion with the feeling of love, and as a result of which we feel pain. In case of anxious attachment style, it is the fear of abandonment that we equalize, that we equate with love, which is why we feel pain. And as a result, we think, okay, love is painful and it is normal to feel tremendous pain. No, that's not true. Little bit of pain is normal. That's understandable. That's natural, because little bit of attachment will be there. Even to, even in case of pure gold, you cannot make an ornament if little bit of impurity is not there. So little bit of impurity has to be there for a shapeless metal to be given a shape. Likewise, a little bit of other emotion has to be mixed and added to your feelings of love so that it can take a shape and function in the setup of relationship, right? So that little amount of pain is needed and it is okay and it is normal. But if the pain is beyond control and if the pain is so unhealthy that it destabilizes your life altogether, it paralyzes your life altogether, and it makes you feel that you are finished and that is the end of your life, then you are actually totally, equating love and fear of abandonment together. So when you are able to dissociate these two and you understand that properly, and then you are able to sink it in the other layers of our body, right? Like, we have Panchkosh model. I always think about it. Panchkosh model is like having 5 layers, 5 sheets, where you have the physical body, then the energy body, then the mental body, third one. Then you have the fourth, like the intellect body, and the fifth one, the bliss body. So when your intellect understands this, and the other bodies, the energy body, the mind body, and the are also in sync, then your physical pain will also go away. Your physical body will also come in terms with this fact, with this truth. And the pain that you are feeling in your body, because of that understanding that yes, love is equals to the fear of abandonment, that when you dissociate that, the pain in your body will also miraculously go away. So that's a very important mantra, I feel, for the people who have anxious attachment style. Hi Cassandra, I think you are able to join and can hear me again properly. Hi Bhargavi, hi Dipti, hi Shivani. Thank you for joining. I think some joined and also left. Hi Om, thank you for joining. Hi Sneha, hi Anushish. It's actually beautiful. Thank you. Um, I got requests. I'm so sorry. I didn't notice. Okay. Hi Abhay. Hi Reek. Hi Prasad. Hi. Some usernames I'm not able to read. Hi Vishal. Hi Devdutt. Hi Sejal. Hi Hiren. Thank you everyone who have joined, and probably also some of them have left. I don't know who else are joining on YouTube right now. Okay, right now nobody is there. Some were there earlier. But yeah, let's quickly move on to the rest of the things. Okay, this is the last t-shirt. Yes, this is the last t-shirt on display, and it talks about alone. Um, this is also for the anxious attachment style. So the anxious attachment style is like they are looking for love, and they think they are looking for love, but they are actually trying to find a remedy to their loneliness. So for avoidant, it will be like when they are in love but they do not want to be in relationships because they think uh, if they are in relationship, that will take away the freedom, their freedom. So they think they're looking for freedom, but they're not looking for freedom. Actually, they're looking for safety because they are insecure as individuals. Likewise, in anxious attachment style, people tend to find love and be in relationships. They cling to it, and the reason they want to do it is yes, they are looking out for love, but actually they are mostly looking out for safety, to feel safe in a relationship, and to get away from the feeling of being lonely. So we have to remember one thing, that um, we we if we are insecure individuals, we cannot um, build a secure relationship. So if we are looking for relationship because we do not want to be alone, or if we are trying to be away from relationships because we do not want to lose our independence, then in neither case we are neither looking for independence nor looking for love. We are actually looking for safety, which means we are supposed to actually start building ourselves in a way that we grow as a secured individual. Then alone, a relationship that we will be welcoming in our life will be a relationship, a genuine, real relationship where we can actually nurture love and feel love and give love. But if we, in the name of love, if we look for safety, we are actually struggling with our survival, and in that, we will be actually hurting the people we love, either by leaving them in between, or by clinging to them unnecessarily and making a hell out of their life. So it's very essential that we work on our own selves, and relationships are a very good medium to assess oneself, that okay, am I able to grow secure. It's not that you will grow secure and then get into a relationship. It can also be done. It's better if that works out, but it does not have to be. I do not feel it has to be like that. You can be in a safe relationship where both of the individuals can respectfully give each other that space where both of them heal their own trauma, and there is a room for evolution and growth and change, and also the coping patterns that are known to each other, right? That okay, because of my own experiences I behave this way, that, and I want to change that. I'm working on it, how we can do it together. So this is how I feel relationships can be worked upon, and individual security, as individual secured feelings can be grown. And it's very important. Unless we do that, we do not have a healthy home anyway. And if we do not have a healthy home, we do not have healthy women in the house, we do not have healthy mothers, psychologically fit, emotionally fit mothers. And if we do not have a happy mother, the children won't be happy anyway. And if the children are not happy, then of course we do not have a happy, safe society. Someone will or the other will be, even in a educated, well established uh, setup, people will be killing people all around on small things. We are seeing this such incidents all around, right? So it's very important that we work upon our own relationships, our own selves, and as a result contribute to a healthy society, to our healthy existence. So yeah, this is about the t-shirts. This brings me to the end of the t-shirts, and if I quickly go to the other section, let's see if, okay, yeah, the first one in this, these are wall decors that I'm trying to show. Wall decors are available with me, the frames and the plates. So this one I already showed, the growth quadrant chart, the first one. So this is having the four quadrants, how people think about themselves and think about the world. It's like a spectrum. Someone can be in between also, but majorly I feel these are the four quadrants, and lot of personality disorders and healthy personalities come fall under these categories. So I think it's if it's in the wall, it's a good reminder of how we are thinking about ourselves and about the world, and where actually growth happens. So that's a good reminder. uh, and this creates energy and vibrations, and the reminder is always good. I think, sometimes we know things, but we do not remember it at the right time when time comes to implement it. So yeah, this is one. The second one is heal your inner child. I have shown this one also. This is done. Heal your inner child. Let me bring it once again. And this is the one. Heal your inner child. This is a cute one, I feel. And we spoke about it. This one is very special. I have this already in my wall, and this is um, curated version of 16 great quotes from all across the world. So, by different philosophers in different points of time, the classic poets, philosophers, writers. You know, I live by this. I try to live by these quotes. These are my favorite ones, and in different phases of my life, in different spheres, I have reminded myself, like, it comes by God's grace automatically to my mind about these quotes, and uh, I just try to implement those. One, one or two I would like to read out. Hmm. Is what you have is God's gift to you. What you do with what you have is your gift to God. So this is one very beautiful one by Swami Chetananda ji. Then there is another one. The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching. That's by John Wooden. I totally love it. Like, a lot of people, when I sit on cars, even in my back seat I use seat belts. So in India, Anandaji, you must not be aware. In India, it's like in the US. I know all the seat belts have to be, you know, put on, but in India, it's like only the front seat, the driver's seat, and the front seat, those people will have the seatbelt, and the back seats, okay, fine, we do not have it. Like, it's the way. Recently a new law has been passed because one of the great personalities in our IT industry had passed away because of a very serious accident where he was seated in the back seat, and it was a very massive crash and he died on spot. So after that, the law changed. The traffic law is now implemented as you'll have to put on your seatbelt even if you are on your back seat. So even then, people, since it's a culture not to use it in the backseat, so people do not tend to. And I do use it, though I know that, okay, nobody is coming and going to, fine me for this, because still it is not implemented to that extent, but I use it. So I feel, it's not because of the laws, or not because of someone else has to come and police you, and then only you will be doing things. But if the rule, or whatever the, the law of the land is, if that is fit for whatever reason it has been enforced, it is our own ethics that should be guiding us to implement it, even if nobody is watching. So I truly love this quote, where it says that a true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching. So there are 16 beautiful quotes by a lot of people from different parts of the world. Um, I'll move on. This one is a poem by me, and I have this one. I think it's still with me. Let me see. This one, it says, blessed I am, it is always, but it is only at times I understand. Blessed I am, it is always, but it is only at times that I understand. I think that's true, right? I mean, that's a published poem in my poetry book, and I think it's true, right? For me, it's true. In my experience, I have noticed that only at some point of time in times in my life I feel that okay, I'm blessed. Not all the time I feel I'm blessed because I probably do not observe or pay attention. But uh, if you look at the long span of your life, you would see okay, even if the wrong things that had happened, there was a purpose behind what why it had happened, and you were always being protected. Like there was some force, there was some universal guidance that you have always been, wrapped around with. So I feel that's a very important reminder for all of us to feel good about. Like gratitude is something that we always talk about nowadays. We teach ourselves to be grateful, but gratitude automatically comes in when you pay attention, I feel. And also it is a way to feel your happiness more than once, right? Suppose one moment you felt blessed, and if you think about that moment again and again, then you feel that same feeling of happiness again and again. So you are multiplying your happiness through gratitude. So it's not that being grateful you are doing anything good to someone else, but you are actually doing good to yourself. You are giving yourself your own happiness, is what I believe. I'll check the comments on Instagram now. I missed previous requests. So I think Om and Sandipan are there in the call, in the live right now. Here, Sonali, thank you so much for doing this. I hope you are saving this video. I would love to revisit. I don't know how to save Instagram live. You'll have to help me out. If it can be saved, then I will save it. But I have it on YouTube also, so the YouTube one will be saved. Volume is too low. Okay, I don't know how to increase the volume. I tried with this one. I had the microphone, and when I tried with this one, people said that nobody was able to hear me. So I opened this one. Okay. Sandipan is here. Anushtup is here. Anushtup, I'm sorry. You requested for the video earlier. I didn't notice. So if you want to join now, you can please request again. And Sandipan, please drop a message to Swam if you are here right now. Swam also had requested for joining the video live. I didn't notice his request at that point of time, and so I missed that. So if you could convey that to him. Hi Aparajita, thank you for joining. Uh, if you are free, you can feel free to join. Would love to see you after a long time. Thank you. On Doctor, I don't think I have interacted. Mm, Katie Paul is our own Kollol, I think. Thank you everyone for joining. So yeah, I was talking about this one. Blessed I am. It is always. It is only at times. I understand. So that's a poem by me, and we have a framed poster. So anyone who loves this one can place an order. I'm putting this aside. And next, this is also another poem by me, and this is not. I do not have this one with me. It is sold out. So the line of the poem says, "I thought I was independent, but the word independent told me I am dependent on other words to explain my own meaning." I repeat, I thought I was independent, but the word independent told me I am dependent on other words to explain my own meaning. So this poem just came to me by God's grace, and I totally like feel this is so true, right? We sometimes when we grow independent, it's very important to grow independent. That's very very true. But sometimes when we grow independent, we miss the subtlety of how the universe is actually crafted. Universe works in interdependence. There is always collaboration going on everywhere. And independence doesn't mean isolation. You are not an isolated being at all. So you will need dependence of dependence on some other entities to define yourself, and other entities will also depend on you to define themselves. So it's always, it's always a relational thing. So I think we sometimes grow very arrogant also, thinking we are independent. Independence is important to, it's like, I feel like the organs of our body, liver is independent, kidney is independent, heart is independent, stomach is independent, every other organ is independent, but they're all interconnected, right? They're all functioning together in an interdependence. So every other organ has to be healthy, so that every organ has to be healthy so that every other organ can be healthy. So there is an independence, yet there is interdependence. So I think the entire universe functions that way, the way our body functions, right? um, Thank you, Om, for liking the line of thought. And Anushtup, I didn't get what you said. I have 4 entities that treat me as their caretaker. Probably your family, you mean? But yeah, um, I'll move on to the next one. The next one is also a poem by me. I have this one with me. I'll bring it on. So yeah, this is the one. The plastics are coming up. Let's tear it up. So this one is one of my very favorites. Uh, when I wrote this poem, I myself did not know that where from these lines came and what these lines even mean. Sometimes this happens with me, like by God's immense grace, I would say, poems to come to me and I just write them down. And after writing them down, I try to figure out what does that even mean. So it might sound very weird, but it is written quite long back, I think in during my college days. So it was all fireflies in the dark of night when light wished to see the flies lost their fire. It was all fireflies in the dark of night when light wished to see the flies lost their fire. So I hope it's visible on YouTube also. So what it means basically is, I hope you can understand the the importance of how anything is created, the way they are created, right? So the fireflies, if you think about fireflies are my absolute favorites. And I feel the fireflies are like, this is so beautiful, but they look beautiful only in the darkness. If you look at them during the daylight, or even in the presence of any kind of artificial light, you will see that doesn't look any kind of, any good. So a darkness is basically, we always attach darkness with something bad or something sad or something depressing. But it is so wonderful to see that you're depressing something that you usually attach with uh, sadness or bad something. There are some beautiful elements also added, whose beauty is dependent on that bad or that sadness, right? So the beauty of fireflies expresses in its full potential only when it is dark. So you cannot tend to or wish to see its beauty in the presence of light. You have to see it in the presence of darkness. So there is importance of darkness in the life of the fireflies. So it's a metaphoric way to understand that some existences that we might feel that that's absolute unnecessary, that's absolute chaos, and that's absolute destructive, still this shows the importance of the existence of those entities also, and that actually adds to the beauty of existence of everything, right? So this poem is special to me because it made me understand the subtle ways of the how different things which we may like or may not like exist, and also because of the fireflies. So fireflies are my personal favorite, so this poem came for fireflies and are dedicated to fireflies. So yeah, this is my favorite. Anushtup says darkness is the essence for light, is what you are trying to say. I have this as a caption for one of my posts. Yes. And Om said, besides the idea of independence, is often confined to financial independence and we ignore other aspects of life. Absolutely true. Like, I think Maslow's hierarchy of needs should be taught from the primary classes. It's such a great pyramid to understand what all needs a human being has, and what all things need to be there to fulfill all those needs parallelly, and what all needs are dependent on which needs to be fulfilled first so that the other layers can be fulfilled. So just running after money is actually, I would say, a very thoughtless, mindless effort. If you simply look at that uh, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it can be clearly understood that money cannot do everything, but money is, of course, essential for the survival layers. Like for us to survive, we definitely need money. Without surviving, we cannot expand anyway. So these are the base layers. But after the base of your life is done, the rest of the things money cannot do. We should not be stuck in the survival layer, right? We need to expand because that's our need. Nobody needs to come and teach us do that. We already feel that need as human beings. So yeah. This reminds me of an Odia poetry called Karyotoptika, which translates to fireflight. Okay. Would love to hear it, Om. If you feel free, like you can try joining this video chat, and we can hear it from you, the audio poetry. I love poems. Um, this one is not with me. The frame can be ordered and printed on order basis. So this is the T-shirt Hope by Swam. Sandeepan, if you are there, you can talk about to Swam that I'm displaying his designs here. So this piece of art is done by Swam once again, and this can be done in a A4 size poster frame. So it's a beautiful piece of art, I feel, on hope, and it says, "Hope is a word that makes one to try to succeed." Yeah, so this is a photo frame. I do not have the frame with me right now, but that's the design. Thank you, Anandaji, for paying attention to all the designs. It's been more than 2 hours now, and you are here. Thank you so much for all your support. I think I will be done in some more time, a little bit more, and then yeah, I'll quickly go. This one is digitally done. Mm, I have this one. I clubbed it with mm, one line by Rabindranath Tagore. So this is for the wall, and it says, "O amar desher mati, tomar pore thakai matha." It's about paying a respect to one's own motherland. So it's a very beautiful poem, Anandaji. Very beautiful song, actually. So if you ever have heard Rabindranath Sangeet Tagore's songs, then you can hear this one. It's a beautiful one of my most favorites. ও আমার দেশের মাটি তোমার পরে থাকাই মাথা. So I just did this on Holi, this design. Then I'll move on. Yes, Anushtup, I can read your poem. I'll quickly finish this and then I actually did not have my dinner. Yes, Om, the line that I spoke just now is O amar desher mati tomar pore thakai matha. This one is on parenting and this frame I have. This is also a very important chart that I love on parenting. So there are different ways that people are now talking about how parenting should be, especially as you mentioned, Anandaji, these topics are more talked about in the US, in the United States, not so much in India, but I think India should also start talking about this. This is very important. So I feel from the study of narcissistic personality disorder, different kinds of personality disorders, and also from different parental patterns, like how there are 4 different types of parenting. Then from the growth quadrant chart that I showed, and from the attachment theory study of those, my own experiences and analysis and understanding and study, all combined together, I feel right parenting can be charted out in this way. And mainly what right I mean what a parent can rightfully do, there are 2 main aspects I feel. One is protection and another is regulation by example, lead by example. So protection is of course like also taking into consideration the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All those things clubbed together, I feel that when you give financial, physical, emotional and spiritual protection to a child, and when you can give financial regulation, physical regulation, emotional regulation and spiritual regulation, you do not give, like you lead by example. You have to be an example of being able to regulate your financial aspects, physical aspects, emotional aspects, how you're regulating your emotions in front of your child, how you are protecting your child emotionally. Like we give protection to the children financially and physically. We forget about the emotional part. We feel angry, we shout at our children, even wrongly at times. We are not able to discipline them in them the right way. We feel depleted and we scream at them, and we take the easy ways how we can handle that situation with the child. So the child is now uh, forced to become a parent. He or she now is now forced to suppress how he feels and tames himself or herself according to how the parent is feeling. So sometimes we throw the child to become a parent in front of a parent who is behaving like a child. So all these things have to be taken care of. Like spiritual regulation is also important, I feel, to know where to get the right kind of spiritual guidance and how you regulate yourself, like how what you talk and how you act. Those 2 things should match. So all these things coming together, I feel nurturing the child, fostering a child for a good personality, that shapes up. And again, I think it is told by Chanakya that the nurture of the child, the role of the parent is huge. At least 50% of the personality of a child is shaped up because of his parents. 25% are done by the environment of the child, where the parent has a partial role, uh, in selecting the school or the neighborhood. And the 25% is uh, the role of the nature of the child. So that there is a particular kind of a nature of every child will be born with. So there the parent has no role in it. So to think about trying to change the nature of a child that is born with is useless actually. So these are the things I think we should be focusing on. And I feel this chart is a good reminder about, we just try to protect, we do not try to lead by example by regulation. We are ourselves irregulated, so as a result, the regulation is an impossible thing for the children to learn from, and especially we ignore the emotional regulation part altogether. We do not even protect the children emotionally. Very rarely some parents are successfully doing this. Not everyone are same, but yeah, mostly it's this way. uh, Moving on, this one is done by Amay from Twitter. I know he's a very good artist. He is also a YouTuber. uh, this is done by him, and it is, I think, one um, fad painting. It is called fad painting, and some Rajasthani Joshi families do it. He used to do on cloth, and he did it on piece of paper. So it's a very beautiful one. Anyone willing to have it in their wall can please place an order. It's with me. And the same way he did for another one, that's Ashoka Pira Bhavan. Ashoka Pira Bhavan by Amay once again. Ashoka Pira Bhavan is this one. So there's a story behind how the criminals used to be jailed and treated in this bhavan by Ashoka. So these are the ones. Both the pieces are done by Amay. Okay, Nontefonte comic. I have shown it already. So let me show it once again to the Instagram people who are now coming in. This one. This one, Nontefonte, is a sketch done by me on plate. So it's a wall decor. Anyone can have it on their wall. What is the theme of painting called again? It's called fad painting, and the design that he drew, the picture is on the Pira Bhavan, Ashoka's Pira Bhavan. So we are done with Nontefonte. Now moving on with another one. That's a song. I mean, that's a poem on a song that. Yes, thankfully the right ones are coming up. So this is the one, the song. It's with me. So it's again wall decor, played on wall decor as a wall decor. So my words were slipping out of the trail, so I tied them up with a tune and a beat. They call it a song. I repeat, my words were slipping out of the trail, so I tied them up with a tune and a beat. They call it a song. So it's a published poem on my poetry book, in my poetry book. Thank you, Anandaji. This one is called, I'll keep it here. This one is the summary. The summary of it all is called, is the summary of it all is, it can't be summarized. Where is the plate? Okay. It's another poem in the plate the same way. I'll have to find out, it's not handy. So the summary of it all is, it can't be summarized. So it's also another published poem in my poetry book. That's about life and universe and the understanding of it all. If the more you want to understand, uh, the more you do not understand. So it's like that. So that's why equilibrium always. Which one it is? Equilibrium always is another poem on the plate, and it's like, while we debate on and on why there was this a sequence of alphabets necessary, did you notice that the words came into being to cancel out that sequence? So that's another poem from my poetry book. And yes, that brings me to the end of the Google form that I created. And yes, thank you everyone for making it a success. I feel my art poetry online exhibition is successfully done now. Like I was not speaking all alone. People were there to listen and react and encourage me. Anandaji, you are a blessing for me today. You are the blessing of the day. Like I missed you so much, and today all of a sudden I get your message. I get you all the time here, supporting me and discussing with me. Thank you so very much. And yeah, yeah, and Anushrup, I'll have to go for my dinner. Before that, if you want to, just why don't you ask for this one video request? Go live, send me a request. You can come on camera and recite your poem. Come fast. Let's do it. Insta chat. Yes, you. I think you already had requested for earlier. I am accepting the um, live video request that you had shared earlier. Like you had requested earlier, but it's not uh, working. Like it's not doing anything now. So you have to request. You can't come on camera. So if you can't come on camera, then you'll have to join some other sessions. Like probably I'll be doing poetry sessions on my YouTube very soon. I used to do on Twitter Spaces. Now I'm trying to shift towards YouTube and see how YouTube responds, because Twitter algorithm is not supporting as such, I feel. So let's try on YouTube. So on YouTube, and you can join and you can be off camera on Google Meet and then just recite your poem and discuss the poems. So in that way we can do it. So yeah, I'll send you on Instachat. Give it a read when you can. Okay, I'll read. Do send me. And yeah, thank you so much. I think I will end soon. Anandaji, I would love to hear anything if you're in a position to speak. I'll love to hear uh, you.
Yeah, it is such an honor to be here with you guys. On your films and all the amazing things you've been doing. And I'm just so excited about all the wonderful things that I know that God is going to do for you, because He's used you as a vehicle to do His work. And just continue being his shining star. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anandji. I'm just speechless. I do not have much to say. Like, I'm overwhelmed, and I know how we connect, and it's so beautiful to feel that same connect once again after so many days when we are connecting, when we are reconnecting, and I mean, what a beautiful blessed day it is that today it was something very new that I was doing on going live on Instagram and YouTube all together with art poetry products and everything, and I got your support, your time. It has been like 2.5 hours you have been there, and I'm so happy. And you are also one of my favorite persons on earth, and I'm so blessed to be designated. Likewise, like I'm so thankful, and yeah, I am looking forward to do more of it. We just need to keep discussing these things more and more often. Uh, if nothing, at least our feelings, our energy, our thoughts are let out in this universe. Someday, some point of time, it will be received by the right minds, and the right actions will be taken at the right point of time. So that's the minimum that all of us can do for the world. So yeah, thank you once again, and I'll like to end the stream now. I'll also end the Instagram live. I do not know how to save the Instagram live, but I'll try to. And the YouTube live would be available. So anyone willing to watch it again can please feel free to go to the live stream tab and check it out. So I see two people joined now. I thank you for joining, but we are ending the live stream right now, and it was on art and poetry exhibition. Thank you very much for being here, and thanks a lot again, Anandaji, even Anna and Swam for being here. So yeah, thank you. I see 5 people joined now. Oh God, like I'm about to finish. If you have, thank you for your creative expression. Rinas Rai Art Business. Okay, thank you so much for this kind words. So I'll I see 5 people on YouTube stream now. We're not having so many people on YouTube constantly because more were on Instagram. So if I'll be closing it right away. Like if you want to ask anything or say anything, feel free to have it put in the live chat. I'll be closing soon. I'm trying to close this one, the Instagram live, and try to save it. So if I don't know how to save live. Hi Shreyash, do you know? Okay, Shreyash left. I don't know how to save. Okay. Shreyas, do you know how to save lives, Instagram lives? I'm just about to close it. I'm not able to see anything that can save the live or just even where to end. Okay, if I close it, it will end, I think. Okay, I'll close. Okay, everyone, thank you for joining. I'm closing right now. See you again.